want to learn how to reduce your phone addiction by 60%, then this is the video for you. So, on an average, a smartphone owner unlocks his phone 150 times a day. That's right. Also, 71% of smartphone, bring it on. Okay, that's enough. I get it. We use our smartphone way more than we should be using it. So, what's the solution? Because I believe anyone who tries to show fault in a situation also needs to know how to find the solutions to that problem. So, every problem needs to have a solution. That's why I tried to do something about it. Because I knew that I was using my smartphone way too much more than I should be using. I was not focusing on my studies, I was not focusing on my other productive tasks, I was not giving time for my family, I was not giving time for my friends, and the list goes on and on and on. So this was the reason I tried to find a solution to this problem. And guys, I think I found one. Now, this is not some sort of guarantee that using this tool will help you reduce all your smartphone addiction at once, but it will definitely be a start. So, if you get what I'm saying, let's get started. So, the tool I've been using to help me overcome my smartphone addiction is called Your Hour. That's right, YOURHOUR. So what this app does is essentially it tracks all your activities on your phone throughout the day, and at the end of the day it gives you an activity report of all the tasks you did using your phone during the entire day. So for example, in my case, not so surprisingly, I found out that I was using two apps the most, and they were consuming most of my time. And those two apps were Instagram and YouTube. Now I don't really feel guilty. I don't really feel too much guilty about using YouTube a lot because it's integrated with my studies. I use it for my studying purposes, and except that I also use it for various other productive purposes. For example, doing research for this video and doing research in general for ways to overcome my smartphone addiction. So if I look at things from that point of view, it's not that bad. And yeah, I was definitely not happy seeing that, but it was not as bad as I had thought initially. So that was about the YouTube app, and next of course was Instagram, and this was a mess, guys. It was so bad because the last thing I want to spend my entire day doing is scrolling through an app, looking at pictures of someone else having fun. In this case, they are not having a lot of fun as well because of the whole lockdown situation, but You get the point. There's this term called FOMO. I think it's called FOMO. FOMO. The full form of FOMO stands for fear of missing out. So what happens is when you see your friends doing all these things, traveling the world or living their best lives, it gives you this feeling that you are missing out on life. It gives you this feeling that what are you actually doing with your life? But let me clarify here that you are not missing out, because the portion of their life they choose to show on Instagram is only a small portion of their entire lives. So obviously what they'll try to do is show the best portions, and what you don't see are all those bad portions of their days, all those embarrassing situations that they get themselves into. So this helps you create a problem in your mind that does not actually exist. So that's the reason I despise using Instagram. Despite the fact that I despise using it, turns out I use that app a lot. So enough about Instagram, let's move on to our app on focus, which is this one in front of your screen. So what this app does is track all your activities, as I said earlier. But not just that, it has a lot of other features up its sleeves. So instead of me just babbling over here, let's do one thing. Let me show you what this app is capable of doing, and let me also show you what has been my results using this app. So let's get to the screen. Alright, so this is the home page of the app. As you can see, it gives me data that 8th graders who are heavy users of social media have 27% high risk of depression. So that's one quick information for us. Moving on, it shows me that I've spent 4 hours and 16 minutes using my phone today, and it's only 1 o'clock. This shows how bad my smartphone addiction is. And scrolling down, we see some more information here, and this is a very good feature over here. It shows me my addiction level. In this case, I am addicted to my phone. Let's see what more options do we have here. As I click it, there are more options like obsessed, then there's dependent. Okay, those are lower options. Then there's habitual, which is around 2.5 to 3.5 hours a day, which in my opinion is quite reasonable. Then there's achiever, that's only 2 hours to 2.5 hours. And there's champion. Champion here means a person who uses his phone less than 1 hour a day. For me this looks impossible, but we'll see. So guys, currently I'm addicted, so I'm not a champion. In fact, I'm in the losers category, as I'm addicted and I use my phone more than 5.5 hours a day. Damn. Okay, that was my addiction level. What next? Then there are more options over here, as you can see. So this is my graph for today, I guess. So let me see. So this graph shows that I've been using my phone from the period of around 6 a.m. and it peaked during 8 a.m. and it again has gone up during 12 to 1 p.m. So the reason it started at around 6 a.m. is because I wake up every day at 6 a.m. and I mostly use my phone as the first thing in the morning, which is not good, and I've even made a video about this. So if your work allows you Don't be the person who uses your smartphone first thing in during the day. And then it went down at around 8 a.m. because at around 8 a.m. I got back from my walk and I started using my phone for doing some work. So that in my opinion is fine. Next, this is giving me uses by minutes. Okay, on 26th of April I used my phone for 506 minutes, and as you can see this peak arrow over here, it was on 29th of April, and on this date I used my phone for 886 minutes the entire day. Now that's a lot. Then the 27th and 28th are the most productive day for me, as I only used my phone for around 330 minutes. So, and also this week's average phone usage for me was 8 hours and 33 minutes. It's my goal to get that number very low, around, I don't know, maybe half. So 4.5 hours, that's my goal for this week. Next, there are other options. By the way guys, this red star, as you can see over here, this is the pro feature. So this only gives you basic data. If you want to get an in-depth data on this, you need to buy the app, which is quite cheap, but for now I'm sticking to this free version. Let me talk to you about challenges in detail, because in my opinion challenges are one of the most creative and smart ways to help you get over your phone addiction. So what happens in curated challenges is that after analyzing your users data, the app tells you, or rather it suggests you to go through these challenges. And what it does is that it gives you challenge to use your phone for less period of time. See, if normally someone comes and tell me that don't use this app for 4 hours, I will not feel so good about that. In fact, because of the fact that someone told me not to do something, I would probably go against that person and start using that app. But in this case, since it's in the form of a challenge and I love challenges, I will more likely be the one to reciprocate, and I'll more likely respond to the challenge and not use my phone as a way of winning the challenge. So one of the challenges it has given me today is to have an Instagram fast for 4 hours. So it means for this time period set on this app, like start now, if I click start now, I am not supposed to use this app Instagram for 4 hours. So that could be really helpful for those students who need their phones to do their studies, but at the same time have this bad habit of checking in their notifications from various apps like the one I'm showing you. So once you get into these challenges, it forces you to not use your phone. In fact, it forces you not to use those specific apps for set period of time. So really handy feature. I'm pretty sure you can understand what I'm trying to say here. And there's also one for no phone. In this no phone challenge, instead of app, you'll not using your phone entirely for the given duration. So you get the point, guys. So this was the basic feature. We were on this dashboard area of this app. So let's go to reports. In reports, you can see it gives me daily reports. Like, let me show you. Yesterday I had some work side, so I could not use my phone a lot. So it shows zero for yesterday, and you can see other dates like 29th of April. There's users data, so you can see my peak hours for using the phone were 8 a.m. 12 p.m., 4 p.m., and 8 p.m. See, this also gives you in-depth data like 12 a.m. Of course, I was sleeping from 12 a.m. and through 4 a.m. so there was no uses. After that, I woke up at around 5, so it gives me entire data. See, as soon as I woke up, I used YouTube at 5 a.m. for 5 minutes. Then at 6 a.m. I used YouTube again, my music app, some Google and other stuff. Then I used some music app, again YouTube. Then whoa, I'm pretty impressed with myself for this day because I woke up at 5 a.m. and until 8 a.m. I did not use this app called Instagram. So that's a huge plus for me. But then, as you can see, at 9 a.m. I used Instagram. Then at 10 again I used it. At 11 again I used it. Then there was a break. Then I again used it at 2 p.m. Then there was a break. Then I again used it at 6, 7, 8. So I used it a lot. So this is another very handy feature that helps you track hour by hour what you have been doing on your phone. And this, the mere fact that you can see the apps that you are using the most helps you be more conscious when using those apps. So I think this is a very useful feature. Moving on, these were my top 5 most used apps for 29th of April. So YouTube, now see, YouTube shows 11 hours and 58 minutes over here and 39 visits. Now this might normally seem like a bad thing, but as I said at the beginning of the video, I use YouTube for a lot of purposes and studying is one of them. So on this date I was taking 2 big classes and each class was around 4 hours. So 8 hours out of these 11 hours and 58 minutes were for those classes. So that I would probably not consider here, and remaining hours of course were valid. And you can see Instagram, while the actual total users of time only shows of around 1 hour and 14 minutes, but the fact is once you use this app it gives you some kind of high, I think that's the word, that even after you stop using it your mind is still not functioning properly because you are still thinking about the things, the pictures that you saw on this app. So be careful with this app, guys, because even though it shows the number of hours used is very small quantity, but its actual impact is far more than just using the app itself. It goes beyond that. So for me, this app is something whose users I need to reduce. Now of course I know there are a lot of people who run their business through Instagram, who are influencers and all those stuff. For those, of course, this might be an exception, but for all of us normal people, I think stopping or at least reducing the usage of this app is the best thing we could do to improve our productivity. So a big focus on this app. Then there's Messenger, which I use sometimes. Then there's this English pronunciation app which I use for myself and we teach a student of mine. And then there's this music app which I use for listening to music. And at the top you see my total uses of phone on that day was 14 hours and 46 minutes. See guys, I'm really being totally transparent with you guys and showing my actual uses over here. So I'm not trying to fake anything. These are my real numbers, and I can feel the pain at the end of the day when I realize that I spent a lot of time doing practically nothing. So this is a video also to encourage all of you to start tracking your time. Try to track 24 hours of your day at least for one time in a week, and trying to see what you do throughout your entire day. Are you using your time for your best benefit? Are you doing something right now which is best for your interest, or are you doing something else? Just the fact that you realize this, that you're spending your time on something else, helps you. It helps you to move back towards becoming productive. And one more handy feature of this app is this timer. See, this green timer on top, it shows 13 minutes. So what it means is that I've been using this particular app for 13 minutes. So whenever I start using any app, this timer comes up and it shows me for how many minutes on real time basis have I been using that particular app. So once more, that's a very handy feature. And you can see these are all these features that this app offers on the free version. So that was it, guys. I think this is a really helpful app. You guys, all of you guys, especially the students, need to use, especially right now when we're all at our homes and we have nothing to do. So just going online and wasting our entire day on our phones could be really, may seem like a really easy thing to do and the right thing to do, but once we start realizing how much of our valuable time we are wasting on our phones, maybe that will help us move forward and make our lives better and become more productive and better versions of ourselves. So having said that, this was all about the app that helps you reduce your smartphone addiction.